So what can mere mortals that have mortgages and college bills and such afford? Could we really find cars for less than $10,000? The answer is yes. Let me give you a list and tell you about some. So let's set a couple of ground rules. First, we're looking at cars that are in, let's say, number 3, which is a nice looking driver quality car that could win something at a local show. These are not concours, nationally competitive type cars. They're just decent drivers. We used Hagerty's valuation tools. It's just a good baseline to kind of compare prices. Is it 100% totally accurate all the time? No, but it's pretty darn good for figuring out what stuff is worth. The second caveat here is we were looking for popular cars, cars with good part support, club support. Yeah, sure, there's some weird stuff you can find cheap, but how are you going to keep it running? So before we get started, one thing is for sure on all these cars. They all use tires. Most of the cars you find are going to have aged out tires. Now for us, any tire that's 6 to 8 years old probably should be replaced. I mean, you could argue that if it's in an air-conditioned warehouse where probably most of these cheap cars are not stored, you could get away with running a tire a little longer. But trust us, tires may be a little bit expensive, but they're real expensive if they've ripped off the rear quarter panel of your car and caused you to swerve and hit something. So we highly recommend Tire Rack. They've got tires for virtually every car. They ship instantly. The joke around our office is sometimes it seems like they've delivered the tires before you even order them. They're so fast. Generally next day or 2 days for about anything they've got. You can buy the tires mounted on wheels. You can have them sent to your local Discount Tire, which is their partner, and have them mounted there. But we generally use Tire Rack tires on almost everything we do. So head over to TireRack.com. They also have brake pads for most of these cars. They have shock absorbers. They have all kinds of accessories and other parts that you need to keep these cars going. All right, let's look at the first car on our list. And this is one of my all-time favorites, and that's the Triumph Spitfire. The prices are creeping up on all these cars, but you can easily find in pretty much any town number 3 condition Triumph Spitfire. These cars are valued at roughly $8,000 for a car in the condition we're talking about. They made them from 1962 to 1980. They handle great. They're pretty reliable once they're sorted out. They are just a joy to drive. They're super easy to work on. Through companies like Moss Motors, the parts are readily available. It's just a great starter classic. They're a little maligned and unloved by some people, and those are people that haven't driven Spitfire. There's basically 3 generations. The first 2, the Mark I and the Mark II, are roughly the same. They raised the bumper a little bit and went from a 1147 to a 1296 cc engine. This is kind of the classic style Spitfire. It'll be an older car. The driving experience is not much different. Personally, I prefer the later, the Michelotti styled Spitfire, which started in 71 and went up through 80. 73 is kind of the sweet spot because it doesn't have the big bumper guards of the later cars. It has the first year of the 1500 engine, which if you will, it's kind of the big block of Spitfires. Is it the finest engine ever made? No. Is it plenty good enough to go to a Cars and Coffee autocross occasionally and have fun with? Absolutely. The next car on my list is another British car. It's the ubiquitous classic MGB, built from 62 to 80. Again, same years as the Spitfire. The MGB is an awfully good car. They made over 500,000 of them. Sometimes you got to wonder if they made 500,000 of something, it must have been for a reason, and the reason is it was a pretty solid car. Unlike the Spitfire, the MGB is a unibody construction car. It is again a simple 4-cylinder, 4-speed, robust engine, robust drivetrain, simple car to work on. It does not have the hood that goes all the way up. It's also a little bigger than a Spitfire. So these cars, by some miracle of bad luck, I guess, have not crept up that high in value. They are getting there. A number one 67, which is considered the best year, in a good color, approaches 25 to 30,000. But there are thousands of MGBs for less than $10,000 all over America in drivable number three condition. So what is an MGB like to drive? Honestly, they handle very well. Up to a point, they handle very well. They've got rack and pinion steering. They've got front disc brakes. It's a 1.8 liter engine. It's roughly 90 to 100 horsepower, depending on the year and what you've done to it. You can easily modify them a little bit to get a bit more power, and they're just fun, smiles. You drive an MG and you're like, darn, this is a good car. Why isn't it $50,000? Overall, I love MGBs. They're just great, solid, fun cars, easy to find, easy to work on, easy to keep running. Moving away from British cars, let's look at the Miata. The Miata is arguably the best car on any list, but especially a low dollar car list. Miatas are coming up pretty quickly in value. Haggerty says a 1990, which was the first year, can still be had for $8,800 in number three condition. Again, I've seen them for less, but they have warts. They either need paint or they have engine issues, but overall, you can still buy a really nice Miata for $10,000, and you should definitely do it because that's a car will double or triple in value in the next 10 years. Why will it go up in value? It's one of the best cars ever made. It starts instantly, it's reliable, it handles like nothing else, it shifts like no other sports car except perhaps this Lotus Elan like the one behind me. They are just overall lovely automobiles. Another thing about a Miata is, it's a real car. It gets great gas mileage, 25, 30 miles to the gallon, like nothing. So a couple things to watch out for. Miatas were boy racers. They were modified, they were raced, they were autocrossed. So the likelihood of finding one with questionable modifications is very high. Another thing, it's not the car for somebody that's much over 6 feet. I can fit in one just fine, even the earliest of them. The only thing is the e-brake will bump against your leg a little bit, which is annoying, but doesn't keep you from enjoying the car. So last word on Miatas, buy one now. The world has woken up. People thought they were going to be around forever and be cheap and plentiful. They are now 30, 35-year-old cars, so get one now if you want one, and you do want one. Let's go back to Great Britain. The Austin-Healey Sprite, and also its sister car, the MG Midget, is a darling little sports car. It's, again, a very tiny car. Unlike the Spitfire, it's of unibody construction. The Bug-Eye, or Frog-Eye as they were called in England, built from 58 to 61, are the most valuable. You're unlikely to find one in this budget of less than $10,000, but they started the square body Sprite and then the MG Midget Mark I in 1962, and those also went all the way to 1980 with minimal changes. Great, simple, fun, super handling cars that are easily found for less than our price point. They are quick, if not fast. The four-speed transmission shifts as nicely as a Miata. It's super quick shifting. The brakes are up to the task. Top speed is probably only 75, 80, 90 miles an hour, depending on what you've done to it and what year, but it's all you need, really. And they're just a great car to take out on a twisty road or take to a Cars and Coffee, or join one of the many clubs that cater to these cars. Get the best one you can afford. You may want to stretch a little bit. If you stretch your budget, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, you can get into a decent Bug-Eye. You can get that 1275 engine, but enjoy these cars. They're not going to scream up in value, but they are going up like everything else. Okay, how about something a little bit more modern? And this is a car that's often overlooked. The BMW Z3 came out in 1996, and it started with a 1.9 liter engine and a 5-speed, and it's a little bigger than a Miata. It's a little more comfortable than a Miata, but it doesn't have the love that the Miata gets. So these are really good nice handling, strong, comfortable, modern cars. They have air conditioning. They have tops that you can drive down the road at 80 miles an hour comfortably. They certainly would make a good daily driver, and they are under 10,000, and they are easy to find. Later cars came with 2.3, 3-liter, and other 6 cylinders. Sure, they're faster, they're more fun, but they're going to be more expensive generally. And they handle, they drive well. They're just a little bit more of a car, a little more solid than a Miata. And generally less expensive because they're not as well loved. From a mechanical standpoint, they use a combination of E30 and E36 underpinnings. This stuff is pretty cheap, readily available. It's not hard at all to keep a Z3 on the road these days. From a buying tip standpoint, these cars don't rust like these old British cars. They're pretty durable. And again, they've got E36 front underpinnings and E30 rear, which is different models of BMW sedans. So it's well-proven stuff. It's easy to find parts for. BMWs from the 90s have some interior panel issues. There's a console issue that can break on a Z3. You've got radiators and oil leaks that can go bad on you. So just look that stuff over when looking at a car, but these are mostly cars you can just get in and drive. So those are our 5 favorite sports cars you can buy for less than $10,000. If you've got one on your list, please leave a comment. Let us know what you think of our list, and like and subscribe to our channel. And again, as always, we write about this stuff all the time at our website, classicmotorsports.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Support brands that support Classic Motorsports. Get your chemical solutions from CRC Industries. Visit crcindustries.com to learn more. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. And to see more stories like this, visit us online at classicmotorsports.com.